Okay. So, hey everybody, this is Marcus with the Daily Biker Podcast. I want to welcome you back. This is part 3, talking about fads and trends and kind of the way things are going. I've got Lewis Bell back with me.
Back again.
So, the other day, I haven't said anything. Well, I think I might have mentioned something to you. I think we're going to kind of move the podcast in a little bit of a newer direction. I mean, we're still fairly new of a podcast, but we're going to get some more equipment. And Lewis, instead of being the regular special guest, is going to come in more of as a co-host. I know y'all like him. He does pretty good. He does the research, so I don't have to. I kind of step in with a little bit more of a vast knowledge of.
Well, I've just got to carry the load in this thing, evidently.
Yeah, well, it's the what's the saying? The master of none, man of many skills, master of none, or
That's
something.
it. Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. A brain fart, man. Brain fart. Well, I can't think right now. So the reason I can't think right now is kind of in part to what we've been talking about. So we went through in the first part of this series, and we kind of got up into the 60s and 70s talking about the trends, talking about the bobbers and the choppers and getting into some cafe racers and stuff. And then we kind of ran into episode 2 where we started pushing more into that, started getting into more of some of the modern stuff. I think we kind of cut off probably about early 2000, late 90s, early 2000.
Talked about the birth of the what we know of now as like the sport bike tech that was coming into the motocross bikes, at that time.
And thinking about that, we had it had got mentioned on a previous episode once before about the Honda RC51.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a short-lived motorcycle. I'd mentioned that it was brought in as something to help Honda battle against Ducati and those types of things, being a V-twin. Honda wasn't the only people that was doing that at the time, though. I don't know if you remember, Suzuki had the TL1000.
I vaguely remember the TL, yeah.
So that was, and they made 2 different versions of that TL. I almost bought one a couple years ago at a dealer out of Atlanta. Well, I'll say a couple years ago, 10 years ago. So they had one down there, awesome price, went down to look at it, lifted the gas tank door, and the Bondo chipped off the gas tank. That was like an 8-inch thick. I was like, I don't think I'm going to be buying this motorcycle.
Well, didn't the TLs have a transmission problem too?
I don't know. I've never personally known anybody to have a TL. I just know about them. I've read about them. I've never seen anything written about a transmission issue.
For some reason, I was thinking like the TL and the M109 had the same janky gearbox or something. Not the same, but they had the same problem.
I'm going to say this. Let's not dive down that road. I know you have a passionate opinion about the M109.
It's not really an opinion as it is. Because an opinion would be where I was wrong.
Don't.
It's more of just a pure hatred.
Let's not make anybody dislike you more than what you're already disliked. Let's try that option.
That's going to be tough, but okay. That's a tough sell. If I had known that going into this episode, I just would not have showed up.
Well, so moving. So, like I said, the more modern day topics. I mean, the modern day crazes, fads, trends, things people are doing. I know what I see in my everyday life amongst multiple different fields of motorcycles. For the most part, what I see in the sport bike world hasn't changed.
Right.
For probably the past 10 years. I mean, the bikes themselves have changed, and you do kind of have guys that are doing less dramatic stuff to them. I don't see guys building as many stretch out swing arms and stuff like that, bikes like we had talked about once before.
Right.
What I do see, though, is these Japanese manufacturers are starting to build more modern day sport bikes to go up and battle, just like Honda built the RC. They're building bikes that more emulate or more go after the market of Triumph and Ducati and MV Agusta and Aprilia. I mean, you see it. I mean, what is it? Kawasaki that's now making a triple?
Well, no, I don't know about the triple. I know Kawasaki's making the H2 version, the H2, the new H2.
That's not a real world bike though. To me, that H2. Isn't the H2 the one supercharged or whatever?
Oh yeah, it's a supercharged.
So that's the
leader bike.
Yeah, we're talking about what price tag though.
I believe it is 30. I want to say.
I feel like it'd be more than that.
Well, now they make two.
I feel like it'd be more than that.
They make a H2, and it comes in. You can get it in a sport touring trim. You can get the whatever. Then they make the H2R.
Okay,
now, the H2R is like $60,000.
So the only thing I'm picturing here in my head is your options are V6 vinyl seat, 15-inch wheels, SXT Dodge Charger, or Hellcat Red Eye. That's your two options.
I think it's
there's no in between.
See, to me, those two bikes are more like you want the Z28 or do you want the SS? But here's the problem. Here's why it's hard to compare those two. The H2 and whatever setup you go with,
right?
It's pretty much the same bike. You can put bags on it, whatever. The H2R is for the person that is going to the track because you're going to be trailering that bike wherever you go because you cannot get street legal. It is a race ready.
I guarantee you there's people that are going to listen to this that are going to look at us and go, you can't get it street legal.
I don't think they'll title it. I don't think you can get it.
You can't get it titled. Where there's a will, there's a way. I mean, there are. Okay, so from what I understand, Panigales aren't street legal in the United States. There's guys that are driving them.
I don't know.
So where there's a will, there's a way.
Usually the wheel is just
where there's
put a tag on it from another bike and take off.
Where there's a Dremel tool used on a VIN plate, there's a way. Yeah. Not telling you to do that, but I've seen that. I've seen VIN plates pulled off other bikes, put on stuff. I've seen the same thing with cars, though. And like you said, most of the time people don't even go that far as much as it is. They just swap out a tag and
go with
none the wiser. But so, like I said, those trends, it almost seems like for them, they kind of went in that direction, and it's not necessarily just the styling or the performance, but it's also the price of those bikes. I remember a period in time where buying an Aprilia or a Ducati or an MV Agusta or something like that was kind of a level, a price point.
Right.
Okay. But you're now talking Japanese bikes, not just the H2, but other Japanese motorcycles that are getting close to that point. Mm-hmm. But you can get into Ducatis for I think right around 20. And I'm not talking about Monster. I'm talking about their full sport bike. You might not be buying Panigale.
Right.
I think those are about 70,000.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a different world. But like Honda did those elite bikes. Honda, a couple years ago, they had the RC213V, mm-hmm. which was that V5 MotoGP full setup essentially. I think it was 185 or something like that.
But those bikes and kind of like the H2 as well. The people that are into those bikes, they're never riding them.
Yeah,
you're never going to say street legal or not. It is a vanity. It's a vanity bike. They're not riding them.
So let's talk about bikes in more of a direction that we know. Cruisers. And going in more specifically into Harley Davidson. Mm-hmm. Okay. A lot of stuff that you see happening in the cruiser market, Honda aside, because Honda's so ever changing, you don't know what they're going to do in 5 years. I mean, they kind of started going that direction of going down, that direction for, that custom motorcycles, the Furies and the Interstates and the Sabre and stuff like that, the new Sabre, not the old Sabre, but the new Sabre. And then it was, they started getting rid of those and they started going to more of those futuristic motorcycles. They had the the 700, and I don't like an NV or something like that, but a 700 fully automatic they made for a couple years.
Was that CV? No, I'm thinking of
No.
Never mind.
Yeah, you're thinking of CVT transmissions. So no, this was quite an interesting motorcycle. But they had that. They came out with some other motorcycles, kind of more that futuristic style. I think they're might be coming back with some of the more vintage style, because they did just come back out with the or not come back out, but we now have the Rebel 1100.
Rebel 1100. You have the what was that other, the CB 1100 that came?
Yeah.
Kawasaki has out right now, which I think is one of the it's in Kawasaki's line. It's probably the best looking bike that they have. It's the almost like cafe style 900.
Yes. Wait, so they're making two of those. And I don't know if they're both 900s, but I've walked into a Kawasaki dealership here within the past month. So one of them has like regular conventional forks and kind of like a bench seat.
Mm-hmm.
The other one had inverted front suspension and a seat with like a little bit of a cowling. But they were both a very similar. Essentially, it looked like, say someone took, when we were talking about the Z1000, when you you put all new suspension on the bike and you go, here it is. It looked like Kawasaki saw that motorcycle and went, let's build a brand new version.
Yeah, well, and it's one of those things I think I'd mentioned in one of our chop ride sale. I got one. I can't remember what the combination of the bikes were, but it ended up being the 77 or the.
That was in this series. I'm not sure if it was last week,
and it could have been
or week before.
But I said, I would put all my money into doing a resto on the 77. But the thing is now with that bike out there,
you can buy it.
You can just go ahead and buy it. It comes with a warranty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a great direction for them to go with that bike. I hope it sells well. It's a beaut, especially in that green. Oh my God. Yeah.
So I haven't seen the green. The one I saw was kind of like a black and had like a stripe or something.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Kawasaki, if you're listening, all your bikes should be green, no exceptions.
So moving on past that, we started talking about cruisers and went back to sport bikes. But like I said, outside of that, Yamaha made that bolt to try and compete against the Sportster class. And of course, Yamaha for a while was doing that whole custom V-Star series and everything. Mm. But then as baggers started to gain in popularity, they went from being a geezer glide to being something that was a very usable motorcycle that a lot of people were buying.
Mm-hmm. Well, they bought the, what was it they had?
Well, Kawasaki had the Vaquero.
Yeah, but then Yamaha had, it was really in competition with probably the Road Glider,
I think it's the
Goldwing
Stratoliner.
No, I'm talking about that one. This
Royal
one is,
Star.
I can't remember now. What was that thing called?
No, Venture's Kawasaki.
Yeah, this one was I can't remember, but it was right there in competition with it was direct competition to the
well, Kawasaki Vaquero, to me, is a direct competition, or trying to be a direct competition for a Road Glide.
Yeah. So this one was, it was a pretty awesome looking motorcycle. But sporty performance.
I know what you're talking about, because it looks like the headlights look like they took an R1
front end.
Yeah. And kind of stretched out. I know the bike you're talking about.
I think they only made it for 2 years, and that was it. They were done with it after that. But I can't remember what it was called.
Well, I think some of those companies, though, feel like they might need to keep changing their lineup.
Yeah.
To do something. But, moving towards the American side of the cruiser stuff, you have Indian, which they make Ford differently in different types of motorcycles, really, because they have the Scout, they have the FTR, they got the Challenger, and then they have everything else.
Yeah.
So, but that Challenger was just going after a market of performance bagger.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's going to be really interesting to see where this is going, because I know, Harley's definitely on notice. They're noticing
Yeah.
what's going on. Obviously, Indian has figured it out. The performance of the Goldwing, with the what is it, the F6 beat?
Well, I haven't rode a Goldwing since they put a 6-speed in it.
I haven't rode a Goldwing since they made them completely automatic. I'm
Well,
interested in that.
that's still new. 6-speed automatic, I think, dropped at the same time. But the previous generation, 10, 11, 12, that generation, they were still 5-speed.
Yeah.
And I always went, I don't understand why the 5-speed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, your cheapest of cheap cars at the times were coming out in 6 speeds.
Right.
So I never understood it. But we had mentioned when we started this whole thing, we had mentioned talking about the big wheel baggers and the choppers and stuff like that. But I think realistically right now, what we see, even in our area, obviously we don't know what's going on in California except for what gets posted. But even then, the pages that I follow are same thing. They're posting performance baggers.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Whether you're running a regular handlebar system or apes or T-bars, whatever it may be, dual exhaust, short exhaust, single out the back, performance. Guys are chasing big power.
Yeah.
Guys are doing stuff. Hoffman Designs, they build all the carbon fiber stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They're making a lift block to get that taller stance on the rear.
Right.
So, I mean, that's definitely a market that people are chasing. I mean, it's kind of a market I'm chasing right now too.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I don't know when it will be, but we're doing performance build on my Street Glide. Now, I'm not going really big motor, big power, or anything like that, but we're doing the SNS 475 kit on it. I got the Bassani Road Rage 3 mid-length, or they call it the short. I don't call it a short. It's a mid-length. It stops where the rear axle goes in.
Yeah.
I mean, short to me is coming out the side, like Scott, Shane, and stuff like that.
Right there by the back foot peg.
But then you see that pretty little box on top there. You know what that is?
Uh-uh.
That's risers for a T-bar set.
Nice.
T-bars. T-bar of the world. Now, that's going to be a totally different experience. I mean, the shop here is doing it for me. And they're excited. There's a couple guys here at the shop that have had the opportunity to ride around on a Batwing bike with T-bars.
Yeah.
Where am I getting the buzzings coming in again? Tried to fix this. What are you breaking my system for? So, but they haven't done one here at the shop. So they're interested to see what happens and kind of how that goes. And there's a handful of guys that are like, I want to ride it as soon as it's done.
Of course, yeah. Always.
So, well, I think I can make some of my money back if I start charging for rides.
Yeah, the minute you start charging for rides, they're going to get their money's worth out of it. It's going to cost you a lot more. They're going to turn it like a rental car now.
Well, that's why they're going to have to sign a waiver where if they break it, and you break it, you buy it. I mean,
well,
it's only worth $100,000.
The direction you're going is a prime example of why. So why are things trending this way now? Well, you came off the Katana, you off the sport bikes.
Yeah.
Now you're getting older, riding 2-up, riding longer distances. You want a little bit more versatility out of the bike, but you still want that performance. This is why the performance baggers now exist. This is why among all manufacturers, now they're starting to put a little bit more focus into this. Build some bikes that are performance bagger out the door.
Well, so I kind of I took off my hill shift because mine being a 17 came with the heel toe shift. I took off the heel shift so I could have that movement of my legs. So now it's a lot of times when I ride, I put my feet into more of a neutral position, We're having technical difficulties. And I put, look, you have to silence your ringer if you're going to be in here hanging out with us now. Y'all hear it? He just turned it off. He said, forget it. He threw his phone. So, but yeah, I put it in so I can put my feet in a more neutral riding position. There's 3 or 4 different companies now that are selling mid control setups for the baggers.
Yeah.
A lot of guys are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I've thought about it. How about done any more than think about it? No, because it's not exactly the cheapest price point. I'm super interested in it, but that's as far as I've gone with it, is thinking about it.
Right.
But yeah, the shop, they built that Till road glide.
Mm-hmm.
T-bars.
Yeah. Super sweet looking bike.
Yeah. So I got to ride it around the parking lot. They won't let me take it on a test ride. So I got to do like 2 circles around the parking lot. So it's like, woohoo! I don't even think I got 0.1 miles put on it. Like it's like, if you could break it down, it's like it rolled out of the service department with whatever it's supposed to have, 5-6 miles or whatever. And now it's got like 5.025.
But you put that 0.02 miles on it. Those are your
I did. So I circled that little island twice. It was nice. It's got, what's cool though about that bike, so it's got that Kraus seat on it, which is a narrower seat. It's a little bit taller seat, but it's a narrower seat, and it's got the T-bars on it and everything. It doesn't feel like you're riding a bagger.
Right.
I mean, you can just sit on it and go, wow.
Well, and it's going to be interesting to see here in the next, 3 to 5 years, what we know of as a bagger is not going to feel like anything that we've rode before.
So here's something I thought about, and we'll kind of start going down this direction. So, when was that? Not last fall. Guess it was last spring. Heather, when did we go to Panama? Everybody went. Scott and everybody. Was that spring last year?
I think so.
So spring, when I got to ride the live wire for the first time.
I think that was in the fall because I was
So
there.
fall 2 years ago?
Yeah, I was in Vegas when you guys were in
Fall 2019.
Panama.
So fall 2019.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, the dogwood tree's outside, and they've jacked up me and Bruce. So, I got to ride it then. I was like, oh. So rode it, and then we called Shannon. Me and Scott went and rode. Called Shannon. Shannon comes over. The 3 of us go again, so I ride it again. And then the next day, we ran back over there and rode it again.
And it being the live wire.
It being the live wire. And I started my wheels started turning about all the different stuff that you can do. And of course, there's a lot of work that would have to go into, building a bagger.
Yeah.
Using that. But we know people, like Shane Love, that harps on that motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
That's the future.
It is.
I mean, in my opinion, there are other electric motorcycles out there. But when you think about the major brands in the motorcycle market, Harley's ahead of the game right now.
Well, I mean, I can't speak for, the Ducati. I think Aprilia's got one. I haven't ridden Alta's dirt bike yet. So I actually got to ride the live wire today.
Today. 20, 30 minutes. Well, let's see. We've been recording for 23 minutes. So we'll say 30 minutes ago we got off of it.
That is the most fun that I have had on a motorcycle ever.
Now, would you agree with my statement that I've been making to everybody about a live wire when they say stuff about it?
Yeah, ride it before you make a judgment call on it. Because, the thing is, it's totally different. It's not like anything that you've ever been on before.
No.
Nothing like you've ever been on before.
It'll blow your mind.
And here's the thing, so take the electric part out of it. So the bike's well balanced.
Oh, yeah.
Brakes are awesome. It handles well. It holds a turn. Now let's get and comfortable. The riding position on that bike, for let's call it a sport bike, was pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
It was really comfortable for me. And I had somebody on the back too.
Yeah.
So it was really comfortable. It takes some getting used to. There is a learning curve there to get used to that bike. But I felt very at home on it. Even not having any experience on anything. I haven't ridden a sport bike in years, and definitely have never ridden an electric bike since my last Power Wheels 4-wheeler that I had. So,
well, you had Power Wheels?
oh, I was uptown.
Little rich kid.
That's right, man. So that motorcycle, and I'm still processing it and everything. I would recommend that everybody, whether you're into electric bikes or not,
Yeah.
whether you would ever buy one,
Yeah.
I would definitely. Money wasn't really an issue. I would buy one today. I would leave with the green one today.
Yeah, unfortunately, you didn't get to ride the green one. You had to ride the black one.
Yeah, hey, if the green one is anything like the one that I rode, you know what? It's good enough.
Well, we're keeping the miles off of it. And the crazy thing about it is, too, like we had mentioned, yeah, there's the video of the live wire in Daytona. There's people that have negative connotations and all that other stuff. I don't care. That bike's a blast.
That bike is so much fun.
Yeah.
And here's when I got off the bike and I'm kind of standing beside it, and
Did you make some notes?
well, no, I made some mental notes. So I'm like,
Okay.
the biggest thing that came to my mind is if I just got a little taste of the future, because
Yeah.
talking about trends and
Yeah.
and I wouldn't necessarily call this a fad. This is a direction that the motorcycle industry is going. Whether you like it or not, this is happening. And the reason why it's happening is because it's better.
Yeah, well, it's not a bad thing because keep in mind, I feel like I heard someone say something about Detroit was on this list too, but those cities like LA, it's getting rid of combustion engines inside of city limits.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a huge majority of the population in places like LA that get around on motorcycles as it is already because it's easier to get around. Now, when you get rid of the combustion engines, they don't have a whole lot of options.
Right.
That bike, though, even living here where it'll probably be the year 3000 before they do away with combustion engines.
Yeah.
That thing is a sale. If you
It's such
got the money,
It is such a rocket.
do it.
It is such a, and here's the thing: we always, we get hung up on the price tag. Well, it's $30,000 and it's this and that and the other. Yeah, that one is. But this is the beginning. They just gave you a prototype basically that you can buy.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
This is where things are going. And that was the biggest thing that when I got
Yeah.
off the motorcycle, I'm like, I could only imagine here in the not so distant future when you get on the new, oh, wouldn't it be cool if the bagger that they come out with, they call it the Electroglide too.
So it's not the Electra, it's the electric.
Electric Glide. So here's the thing. If you get on, let's say, your Street Glide
Yeah.
and you have that power plant,
I'm still thinking about that.
oh my God,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's incredible.
Well, especially if they can do something for battery capacity.
Look, the battery, and this
What?
is another thing everybody gets hung up on is about the range and the batteries and all that. Look, guys, think about your first Nokia cell phone that you had. And in that short amount of time to the iPhone or the Samsung or whatever now,
Yeah.
how far batteries have come, it's not going to take long.
Oh, yeah. No, battery technology is growing, but I'm talking about the, where you could do it, where someone could go, you had this bike. Well, I want an extended range. Okay. I tell you what, on your electric Glide, we'll take away one of your saddlebags. It's going to look just like a factory saddlebag, but it's going to be an extra battery pack.
Yeah.
But you're going to get an extra 150 or 200 miles out of that.
Well, and who knows how just the standard range that you're going to get here, and I'm talking in the next 5 years. Let's say in the next 5 years,
Yeah.
what the range is going to be on that thing. I mean, my God, it's like I was telling Heather.
Well, I mean, I think the Tesla long range now is like 300, 400 something miles.
Yeah, the thing is, on that bike, on the live wire, the way we were riding and doing the, drops and everything, accelerating up, you are going to run out of battery life before that bike does.
Yeah.
You're going to want to pull over and charge and recharge yourself.
Well, now, and talking about you riding Livewire, we were on completely opposite ends of the map in what we were riding.
Yeah.
What you rode versus what I rode.
Yeah.
But there's still two current popular things and a direction of what they're going, because, I was riding that little Slim.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was a fun bike. So that was, I think, a 2016. So twin cam bike and everything.
Yeah.
Vance and Hines. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
a pretty sweet looking bike.
Yeah, that was a fun little bike. But like I said, opposite ends of the spectrum, but it's glorious. But at the same time, opposite ends of the spectrum, you pull that Livewire in and you park it. And what did you park right next to?
What did I park right next to?
Right next to Sean Shovelhead. You didn't even realize it, did you?
Oh, I was so focused on what I was doing. There wasn't anybody else in my universe at that time. Yeah, that bike was it was completely different from anything that I've experienced. The power delivery, and I've been on the GSXRs. I've been on a CBR, and they were fun bikes.
Yeah,
definitely in its own. Especially at the time, it was eye opener, right?
Yeah,
it was. Man, that's something. Now, hopping off of that bike, it's hard to describe the feeling being on the bike. It was so amazing.
So here's the thing that I wonder about. So coming in May is the Pan America, but it's got that new engine in it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when. I think they're calling it the Custom Cruiser or something. They're putting that engine in it. I don't know what's going on with the Bronx.
Yeah,
I'm really interested in the Bronx. But anyways, they're all running this new revolutionary Max motor.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw that motor they showed that motor, and I saw the cutouts and all that other stuff. I think I was watching, what YouTube channel was that? It might have just been Motorcycling Magazine's YouTube channel, but it was like at the EICMA show or something. And they showing the engine, they had the cutout and everything. Immediately in my mind, when they were talking about the specs, I was like, how long till someone finds a way, or Harley Davidson themselves find a way to build like a Road Glide with that engine?
You know what? I think it needs to happen, and happen quick.
So that motor in a Road Glide with inverted front suspension, you know what you got?
4-inch bagger.
Indian Challenger.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But you've also got something that will destroy.
Well,
destroy.
It's all about moving forward, and that's where the new trend is coming in. So
yeah,
big tech. Gone are the days of
the big tech,
the air cooled, the traditional style bikes.
I like my air cooled.
I love my bike too, and I'm probably not going to get rid of it. But here's the thing: if you're going to spend that kind of money, on a new bike, maybe not even necessarily us, but people that are buying new motorcycles now, their money, you're going to be more apt for them to spend their money on motorcycles that have all the gadgets, that have the latest technology, that have the different modes, different comfort settings, and whatever. That is where the trend is going. And even talking about the sport bikes. All right, so what is some of the biggest selling sport bikes on the market now? It's not the 1000s or the 1100s. It's not the Hayabusa, right? It's not the Kawasaki 1400, whatever. 300cc, 400cc, 500cc.
First time riders. They're popping up. First time riders, I think, are popping up.
They're popping up a lot more, regardless of what anybody says. And you know what? I get it.
You don't think it has to do with gas prices?
I don't think it has anything to do with gas prices. But, they say, well, people are not getting into motorcycles. They're not selling. And you know what? When you really research it down like these guys do, they might be right. But there are still a lot of people that are getting in to the hobby. And they're not buying the big sport bikes.
I think it's a generational thing.
It is. Well, everything. Think about Jeeps, the boats, really anything. It goes up, it peaks, and then it kind of comes down, and then it goes back up, and then it comes down.
Yeah.
So, have we been on the last few years? Have we been on a downward slope as far as motorcycles go? Yeah, I'll buy that. I believe that. I think I've seen that. I'm also seeing a resurgence, though, in the hobby. So now, how do you market to those guys?
So some of that marketing, though, is not being done with new bikes. Okay. So, for instance, locally, we got a guy with a twin cam and an FXR combination that was never factory. There's been a resurgence with the FXRs. There's been a resurgence with Dynas. I mean, we've mentioned it before. People now want it because they can't have it, type deal.
Right.
But it's like, you got wrote down on your list there about supermotos. That's another market that is actually kind of growing right now. Honda recently came out with what I think is the perfect bike to build a supermoto off of, which is the new 450 XR or whatever. Yeah.
CRF 450 L.
Yeah, it's an enduro bike. The 450 is based off of, I believe, the 450X setup. And apparently, you're gonna build a supermoto. That's the one. And I mean, there's a lot of guys that are buying that bike right now building supermotos. Yeah. So there's so many directions that you can go. There's so many avenues that you can go. My biggest thing right now, I don't care what avenue you go down. I just want you riding.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want your bike. Don't buy a bike and let it sit in the garage either.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't do any good for the community as a whole.
Right.
Because the more businesses see motorcycles coming in there on a regular basis, the more, and I'm not talking about necessarily motorcycle shop, but the more, your local restaurant or bar sees motorcycles coming in there, they go, we got a lot of people coming here. Let's do something. Let's get a bike night set up. Let's do something and let's have some fun.
Well, during the summer, most of your midweek get-togethers and parties and stuff that that businesses, when they advertise, hey, we're going to do this, that, and the other during the week, not necessarily on the weekend, but guess what it is? It's bike nights.
Well, it is here.
Yeah.
I can't speak for the rest of the country, though.
I would say a greater part of the country, probably, at least in the South and in probably the West Coast.
Well, even still, though, here, like legitimately here, East Tennessee, and getting into Chattanooga and stuff, it's huge motorcycle. Mm-hmm. But even then, we still run into the situations of businesses not giving to, for the fact that a motorcycle's in the parking lot.
Right.
So.
Well, and a lot of that has to do with us trying to force it on somebody that doesn't want it.
You trying to force it.
Yeah. Me trying to force it on somebody that doesn't want it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
You keep my name out your mouth.
There is a lot of places that would probably be on board with, hey, you know what? This is a great marketing opportunity. This is a great way for us to get business in during the week. Yeah, we'll work with you.
Well, I need to, I've got that little thing recorded at the end where they've given me their list of events and stuff happening. I need to, I've got the April list. I need to get another one recorded. I don't know when you'll listen to this. It might be on this episode by the time the episode comes out.
I don't listen to this shit.
I know you don't listen. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking to the listener. Almost said the viewer.
Not me, the consumer.
The viewer, if you look at the Instagram and see our photos. Did you notice that photo, though, that I dropped?
That's the one Megan took?
Yeah, the one Megan took. So, and I think that was a pretty cool photo. We're going to get into our game. You ready? You ready for Chop Ride Sale? Chop Ride Sale. We need like a theme song. Chop Ride Sale. Da, 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 da. No.
We're going to open up our own dealership. It's going to be called Chop Ride Sale.
Yeah, but the thing is you don't get to come in and buy a bike. You have to come in and draw 3 slips of paper.
Yeah, and we'll tell you what you can buy.
Yeah. Here's what you're buying today. Congratulations. I feel like there's places that have tried that and it didn't work out.
I would say it's probably not a very good business model.
Oh, I was reading this upside down. I was like, I don't know what kind of bike that is. Oh, you got one you don't like. I see your face right now. Oh, for those of y'all that obviously can't see what he's doing, he has 3 he doesn't like. It's the way the game plays, man. It's the way the game plays. Holy crap. I'm not giving you my 3.
You know what? You set this up. You did
Can I
this
just
on
write? Can I
purpose.
just keep all 3?
I would call a mulligan.
What's your
and get a
3?
different one.
What's your 3? Know what you got?
All right, so I got an Indian FTR 1200. So
Yeah.
I mean that's the nicest bike that I have out of all of them. So I guess I'll keep that one.
Okay.
The Roadstar, I'll probably end up bobbing this one, chop it up, and if I don't like what I see, then I'll just throw it away. I don't.
Okay.
And then I'll sell the RD because I don't know what that is.
The which one? Let me see what you got.
Yamaha RD.
Oh, no. You'd want to keep that.
What is that?
So think your Kawasaki.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it might have started in the late 60s. I know it's 70s. Okay. I know they had them in 70s. Your Kawasaki, 350s, 400s, 2 strokes.
Stand by.
I guarantee you when you read it, you're going to. I guarantee it.
RD. Yeah, I mean it's cool.
They're
but
2 strokes.
yeah, it just doesn't.
They're 2 smokes. Trust
I
me.
do like smokers. I really do.
Trust me.
I'm still gonna sell it though.
It's a bad machine.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna ride the FTR just because it looks like it'd be a lot of fun.
Well, I drew the FTR on one of the previous episodes. I kept it.
Yeah.
That was my rider.
I'm gonna keep that. The Roadstar, like I said, I'm gonna bob it, and just do some kind of bobber stuff with that.
Yeah.
And then the Yamaha RD,
That's probably not a bad idea because you get the right person on that RD, you can get you some money out of it.
well, yeah, and that's just the thing. See, this bike, like a lot of old bikes, I have no connection with this bike, but there's somebody out there.
You mean like that stupid green Kawasaki in the parking lot?
I've had, why I was late getting here is because of that stupid green Kawasaki. There was like 6 people asking me questions about that outside the bus today.
I thought you were going to say you were late getting here because Bill took off and left you and you didn't know where you were going.
Well, that was the second part.
He's shaking his head. No, that wasn't me.
Man, that thing takes off like a rocket.
So don't get mad at me here. I got a Ducati Panigale.
All right. So
I
we
got
know which
an
one you're selling.
I got an Indian Challenger.
All right.
And I got a Dyna.
All right. So we're going to sell the Panigale. We're going to ride the Challenger. We're going to chop the Dyna.
Is that your choice? That's not mine.
Where are you going to chop the Panigale?
For sale, Indian Challenger. Bye-bye. Customizing that Dyna, and I'm just going to ride the Panigale.
You're going to ride that Panigale all the way to bankruptcy is what you're going to do. That European motorcycles, I swear to God.
I'm riding the Panigale, man.
Not far.
If I'd sold it, though, I would have had quite a bit of money to modify that
I
Dyna
would
with.
have done that, yeah.
But like I said, the Indians, the Challenger's a cool concept. The FTR is your best looking bike that they have.
Yeah.
I still don't like the lines on the Challenger. They're droopy. It still has like a kind of a swoop. I don't know. It's just.
Hey everybody, this is Sean at White Lightning Harley Davidson. I want to thank you for listening to the Daily Biker Podcast. You can reach the podcast on Facebook or Instagram at The Daily Biker, or you can email the podcast at thedailybiker@gmail.com. Be sure to keep an eye on White Lightning Harley Davidson social media pages for the most up-to-date information on all our events and where you can find the boys.